What's up, Candy Lickers? Pleased to meet you. Nice to know me. What you doing? You're getting ready for summer. That's what you're doing. And let me tell you what you need to be doing. You need to be getting the new Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. That way you can make this the best summer ever. Be smooth. You'll be comfortable. Be less sweaty. Be less smelly. Everybody's going to love it. The Lawnmower 4.0, I'm using mine, and it's incredible. Sleek design. It's got the LED light to guide you exactly where you're going. You've got the guard so you can go in there and shave the boys confidently, right? I used to be scared to trim up. I used to get the phone and dial 911 and just be waiting to push the last one so I could have a medic on standby in case I bled out. Not anymore with the Lawnmower 4.0. They've got different guards you can use, 1 through 4, and everything comes out perfect. And I'm talking about perfect. Let me just tell you something. If you listen to the podcast, then you know that me and my wife, Big Booty Judy, have over 20 chickens on the compound. And let me just tell you, I went to my front yard and I grabbed these eggs. These came from my front yard, my chickens. And guess what I did? I had a contest. I compared these eggs to my eggs. And guess what? The wife said I won. And that means I won as well. And you can win. And she wins. Everybody wins. All you got to do is go to manscaped.com and use the promo code Casio, CASIO, promo code Casio. Get 20% off and free worldwide shipping. That's at manscaped.com, but you got to use the promo code Casio, and you can have the best looking eggs this summer, just like myself. All right, manscaped.com, promo code Casio, 20% off, free worldwide shipping. You need to get your hands on the Lawnmower 4.0. What's up, Candy Lickers? Pleased to meet you. Nice to know me. What you doing? It's another edition of Casio's Cut. I'm your host, Casio, of course, and I am joined by a absolute rock star, son. I am joined by Randy Winter, guitarist for Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. What's up, my brother?
Hello there. Greetings.
Thanks for joining me, man. I know you guys got to be excited. Back on tour. How exciting does that sound?
It's wildly awesome. It's just, you can already tell just the difference in appreciation. There's less jaded, not to name anybody, but yeah, there's just less jaded people. And when you go into a room full of positive people that are stoked to be there versus like 50% of what we call dead fish, like you can just tell the energy level is incredibly different.
Well, let's go back a little bit before we get to this live tour, of course. I know right before COVID hit, you guys released a brand new EP, the Emergency EP, and then you start to get the buzz and you start to get rolling and you're excited to tour with this new music. And you only get a few shows under your belt, of course, before the absolute world shut down. Right. Talk about what that was like as a musician, of the excitement of we got new music to now we can't play the new music.
It was interesting, but we really had kind of planned to release that album in 2020 and 2019. So we started doing production actually on the road. We just we leased buses, and then we put our remote recording studio in the bus so we could kill the overhead of the studio. We already have 3 engineers in the band, so we're like, let's just record while we're all on the road. We'll do shows, at night, and record during the day and track. So we knocked that out. And then really only had a couple different songs that we were still kind of throwing ideas back and forth with, with like FTP, file sharing client, back and forth and stuff like that with file transfers, and then working through the arrangements and producing and stuff like that. So really by the time I would say February came around and we started to tour, at that point, we had a good chance or a good idea that things were going to happen just by looking at the scenario late early December. You could kind of see, if you were looking at global stock positions, they changed drastically with the supply chain. So I'd given Ronnie a heads up, hey, this isn't just they're wearing masks again this time. Something on a global scale is happening. So we might want to, be a little prepared here, but let's just, roll the album out as we were going to, regardless if the touring happens or not. So it actually, in a way, worked out perfectly for us because all the production was pretty much wrapped up at that point. The tour came to a halt early February. But as far as the album rollout, it was already done. So instead of being like everybody else, struggling for, oh crap, now all of a sudden we need to produce a mass quantity of online content and streaming, we already had everything ready to go. So it wasn't like, oh, they're playing into the COVID crap and releasing an album called Emergency EP. No, that was already planned before anything had happened. It just happened to go down that way. That's how it is with us. Things, just call it providence, call it God, call it whatever you want to, divine architect, whatever you want to call it. It just happened to go that way. So for us, really, it worked out perfectly in a strange situation. My wife had a baby, so I was able to be home and take that, the carry, the delivery, the recovery process fully in, and just get to spend that time at home. And so for us, it was a little bit of a shock to really see it come to a screeching halt. But in our own ways, we really all were like, okay, this is our chance to actually be home and take in these moments that we don't regularly get to see because of the unpredictable life in production. I'm sure you're highly familiar with. It's a hurry up and wait kind of situation all the time, or feast or famine, and you're constantly just adapting as an entrepreneur to go with the paradigm shifting.
Well, you kind of led into it. I was going to ask, it's kind of bittersweet for a lot of the musicians I talk to. One, you're off the road. Of course, there's income source, not only for you guys, but roadies and, entire crews that you got going on. But also a lot of the musicians I've talked to, like you mentioned, you happen to have a baby, congratulations. But it was kind of a silver lining of, I get to step back and have a real life all of a sudden. I get to be at home more. And I know that's bittersweet, but kind of talk us through that of, what, the panic. Hey, what's the mindset? Are you going, oh my God, we're off the road? Or are you going, oh my God, I'm off the road? That's awesome.
Well, it really depends on your business model. If you ran your band like a construction company, that's where we started before we actually made it to where the music paid the bills. We adopted that same kind of a model and have ran our band that way. My brother, the CEO. So really, like, if you ran your company that way, then all was pretty good. But if you ran it a different way and, had adopted different models and were fusing different things, then it could become challenging, especially with crew and stuff like that. Like things like BobNet, all that, it all came to a screeching halt. So yeah, for us, I feel we were just blessed in this situation for all of us to really just be like, oh, cool. We actually get to get a taste of normality for a minute here. Everybody else is thinking the world's upside down, and we're like, oh, this is what it's like to be home, like doing domestic life, as we call it, like all the time. Just really, yeah. So we actually were really, really extremely appreciative of it, and I don't I wouldn't change it for anything, man. To me, if I was a billionaire, I could have paid for that to happen. I couldn't have. So to me, it's 100% divine providence.
And let's talk about music you've got coming up. Of course, super excited to read this. Of course, if you know Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, like myself, who was my age group, Don't You Fake It comes out. I can't believe celebrating 15 years. That makes me feel old. But Don't You Fake It comes out. It absolutely blows you guys' career up. You're rocking and rolling. You're ready to go. You've got almost 2 billion streams of your music, rocking and rolling. And now, as we celebrate the 15th, you guys have decided to go back in. And I want to hear about this. I've read the words orchestral version, and not only of one song, but the entire album. Correct. Tell me how this came about. What's the mindset?
It really started to kind of dawn on me that we could pull this off. I want to say about half a decade ago, I started doing a little bit of just exploration with music theory that I've picked up in high school from my director, Greg Goslin. I picked up a lot and just really took it and ran with it, and realized that pretty much your own boundaries, really. So if depending on your motivational level is how far you can really take that. So I started exploring the orchestral realm and discovered, oh, wait, I can find like the best sounding possible musician that played this exact violin with this preamp at that, sound isolated, treated reverb, and that you can actually access and purchase those libraries. They're vast. Most of them are 40 gigs plus. So yeah, if you know anything about data, just audio 40 gigs, it's like, whoa, that must be a serious library. Huge. Contact is a good example of that. So once I dove into that, it just blew my mind. I was like, okay, I can actually do this, even though I can't physically play that, instrument. I can, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I play drums, bass, guitar, basically anything you put in my hands. Drums is my primary instrument though. And then I went to piano, started playing other instruments. So really I just applied theory to those other instruments, regardless of being able to play them. So then I went through and started creating the arrangements, looking at the treble and bass clef, and created orchestral versions, about half a decade of a couple of them, just to see what it would sound like, and showed it to Ronnie. He was like, whoa, this sounds awesome. We could do this. And we were like, okay, well, let's kind of like start, doing some versions of these. And the idea wasn't necessarily to do Don't You Fake It. It was just particular songs, like ballads specifically. And we have quite a few of those spread across, the different catalogs. So I started picking different ones, like Not Like Before, Angel, just different ones, Guardian Angel, obviously, different ones to see what it would sound like. And just nothing sounded bad is what I started to realize, because a lot of our, all of our music is really just sitting and writing with Ronnie's voice and an acoustic. So if you start that way, rather than, hey, polishing everything in the studio and then trying to figure out how to do it live, you're really in a good position if you try to approach something like this. So that's why, for me, I thought it was a lot easier than I could have ever imagined once I discovered those libraries that you can purchase. So it was a matter of really just sitting there and taking the time with some music theory and some brains, and learning how to engineer a little bit better as I, grew as an engineer and musician at the same time, fusing those with different techniques that I picked up from David Bendeth, recording with him a few times, using Cubase and Steinberg. The next thing you know, we're just cranking out this stuff that sounds like a symphony's playing it, and then Ronnie's voice is there with an acoustic, and it's like, whoa, okay. And then some time passes, and I'm still chipping away at it here and there. As you know, in production world, you're pretty much never off. When you're home,
Right.
You have things to do. You're going to be working on this album or that live arrangement or tracks or, a different project, or producing or mixing or mastering or casting or streaming or whatever it is. So that's what I was doing on the downtime for about 5 years, randomly picking away at it. And then when COVID hit, I went back through my hard drives and just started organizing digitally, getting rid of the digital hoarding, so to say. And I discovered those drives and was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then Ronnie and me were like, you know what, let's do like a version of Don't You Fake It like this. Then we threw around on Twitch a few different ideas. And then I came up with the idea of Orchestral Edition, which kind of goes with the deluxe edition. We use edition a lot. So we're just trying to, reiterate that same branding.
Is this ultimate? I see I'm sure you guys have seen everything, but you seem like you're looking into the future a lot more than some of the musicians I talk to.
Every album might be done like this.
Do you foresee maybe a live show with a symphony, maybe like Metallica has done or something like that?
That was another thing that we had thought about with the COVID situation. The idea was, well, here we go. This is the perfect time for what we've wanted to do, but now we're going to have the ability to pull off a live show regardless of what the future holds. Weren't at that point, we weren't sure if they were going to let us do these live shows that we're doing right now with, a limited capacity, regardless of whatever the other precautions are. But if they were, if they say, hey, you can play at this amphitheater, but it's only seating and it's 6 feet apart each seating, then we're like, okay, then that's when we'll do the orchestral album. So yeah, so we kind of applied that same mentality that no matter what, we're going into the future, whether it's going to be a live, like, hey, we're coming to Houston, invite all of your, orchestral friends out. And if they can read sheet music, you're going to be invited on stage to play this kind of thing.
Amazing.
Right.
I'm excited, man. I hope that happens.
Red
Jumpsuit Apparatus is on tour now. If you're listening to this close to live, they have got shows coming up in Huntsville, my hometown, of course, Thursday, June 10th. And then you guys are bumping straight to Nashville, Jonesboro, and then, of course, you got a festival to wrap that up. And then, of course, I know you'll plan more stuff. But that's going to be huge to I know you guys got to be excited to kind of get your sea legs back under you and get back out here and see what everybody's been connecting with during this whole time.
Yeah, the energy is apex, man. It's just wild. Just imagine, like before going into a room, you can kind of see the jaded ones and like, they're real skittish. They stand off and form their little cliques. It's like, imagine the negativity being removed and it's just a room full of people that are actually stoked and excited to be there. Just positive electromagnetic spectrum radiating.
Well, we're super excited. Go see them. If you're in Huntsville, I'll be there. We're going to hang out at Sidetracks Music Hall. Great live venue. Nashville, of course, they're playing. And like I said, Jonesboro, Georgia as well. Let me get in. I end every episode with the countdown. And Randy, you have to survive the countdown as we wrap this up.
I don't know what I'm getting myself into here, but I got this sweet little river back here that I wish I would have brought my fishing pole for.
Are you a fisher?
Yeah, I've actually fished out here before, and it's pretty. It's not bad. I mean, you'll catch some stuff. It's probably carp and pike and stuff like that, but it's fun.
Get here to Huntsville early. Well, you know we got fishing in Bama. Come on, man.
Yeah, I live like right next to the creek, so we tear it up nonstop.
Are you still in Florida?
My wife outfishes me all the time, so it's a little.
Really?
Yeah, she's good.
What are you catching?
Out there in Black Creek, it's anything from like pike, carp, brim, well, any of the types of brim. Like there's about 9 different species. Massive catfish. Right now the stripers are running, and they get huge. My buddy of mine, 2 of them actually, Chris Moody, Jason Pravat, they caught this 30, pounder. I mean, it's bigger than the screen I can fit my hands in. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and that was like 2 weeks ago, and we were just recording right near the area that they were at. I think they were on North Prong or South Prong, but yeah, he had rode by 2 days prior, and I was like, oh, I bet the stripers are running. And then 2 days later, I see, an image of my newsfeed, boom, this massive beast, like, whoa, get it.
We're 30 minutes from Gunnersville. They have the Bassmaster down here. So,
nice.
If you get down here early, we'll try to hit some water. Now you got to survive the countdown to get to that. 10 questions, 10 down to 1.
All right.
Starting off with 10, name something that's a perfect 10 in your life.
My wife.
God, nicely done, sir. That was a smart answer of all the smart answers. Going down to 9. 9 is the German word for no. Name something you wish was no more. Something you could write off in forever. Twitter trolls, people that stand up as soon as the airplane lands, bad drivers, anything you want. Censorship. Ooh, in all forms.
Including propaganda. Yeah, so censorship and propaganda, which is basically just manipulated media. So yeah, I would like either one.
Which is very important in 2021. Both of those are raging right now.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. When you die, what do you want to be the last thing you ate? What's your last meal? I want you to mix and match. You can go restaurants, home cooking. I want it top to bottom.
Oh, it's easy for me. Just a good old steak, bro.
A steak? Who's making it? You?
My wife could make it. I can make it. Anybody. But I would prefer, it'd be like a cool setting where like end of the world, you're chilling at the beach or the creek, and you're sitting there grilling it up, and just, and then boom,
What temperature?
I like medium rare to rare. Yeah.
What sides you got with your steak?
Sushi. How about that? Just meat and more meat.
It's your last meal. Let's go. Yeah,
meat and more meat.
There's no rules, just right here.
Yeah. And, I
just
mean, like,
all the sushi.
Yeah, sashimi, no rice. Just give me the raw fish, bro. Love it.
Any dessert? Or are you good with all the protein?
Yeah, I'm a meat guy.
Okay.
I try to steer away from the carbs. It's hard. If I eat, I got to eat it all. So that's the problem.
Well, I mean, what's your last meal? You can
eat potato chip, dude. I will eat all of them. So that's why. Yeah, but that was one cool thing I forgot about 2020. She was pregnant, so it was like, all right, I'm doing this. So I literally ate stuff I haven't eaten since I was a kid. It was.
Wait, did you put on weight with her?
Oh yeah, for sure. I did it. I went there, bro. I fully embraced it. And then afterwards, I was like, oh boy, okay, here we go.
Now you got to get back on road shape, dude.
Yeah, I feel good. I started prepping like months ago, so yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 7.
Low carb, you lose weight real fast.
I've been on it since January, so I'm with you. I need all the carbs I can get when I finally cheat. Number 7. When you were 7 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Forensic pathologist.
Whoa! What are you watching, CSI? What's happening?
My grandma's a nurse and she raised us, so yeah, probably.
Oh, so you're in that mode.
Yeah, I was just like, I want to be like grandma. Like she's so smart and intelligent, and I just, yeah.
Did you study for it at a bit? I know you guys.
I got older and
you were like teenagers when the band broke, right?
Right. Well, once I got older and realized how much school it took to become a forensic pathologist, I jumped ship, man. I was out of there.
We're jumping to Rockstar as soon as possible.
I jumped out of there, dude. I was like, oh,
Right.
no, I'm out.
6. How do you want to end up 6 feet under? How do you want to die?
If
Big bang with a steak is what you said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I covered that one, dude.
All right, 5-finger discount. What's the last thing you stole? Ooh. Or that you admit to stealing.
I'd have to take it back to LimeWire and Napster days, really. But
How many computers did you destroy because of LimeWire?
So it didn't matter. I use proxies, so I mean, I guess I'm just self-admitting. So.
All right, admit right now, what band did you rip off the most?
Probably
in the LimeWire days.
Well, it was probably Nine Inch Nails, but then he started giving it out free through BitTorrent anyway. So then I was like, oh, Trent, you're the man, dude.
He jumped ahead of it. He was like, I'm not going to fight this.
He was like, you can't steal what's free now. And I was like, wow, we're going to do that too. And we did.
All right, number 4. 4 top. Now, I changed this because I didn't know if, especially you're low carbs now. I usually ask the Mount Rushmore Little Debbie's, but if you're no carbs, I might need to switch this to pizza.
Oh, no, I'll eat carbs. It's just, it's like you said, a cheat day or something like that, where you just blow it out full scale, everything. And that's
you grew up in Florida, so you had to have Little Debbie's, right?
Oh, dude, kidding me?
Give me 4. Who's on the Mount Rushmore?
My baby's nickname is Swiss Roll. That's what I call her.
Yeah.
But
is the Swiss Roll number 1?
No, but that's what I nicknamed her. Just because, like, she's like so cute. Like, I'd have to say Little Debbie cakes, dude.
What are you a Nutty Buddy guy?
Zebra cakes all the way.
Oh, zebra cakes. What about Christmas tree?
Especially if they've been in the freezer first, so there's a little bit of firmness.
Oh, you freeze your zebra cakes?
Yeah, if you put them in the freezer, I picked it up from my dad. He used to do it all the time. Then he'd grab them and then head to work, and I was like, why does he do that? And then I ate one out, and it was like, that's why.
What about you Nutty Buddy? Oatmeal cream pie? Any of those?
I usually don't eat chocolate very much, actually. Something
really?
about chocolate, it's really sweet and like kind of like turns me off.
All right, we got you down for that. Number 3, these are you're not starting an argument and saying these are the 3 best albums ever. I just need 3 albums you can listen to on a deserted island. So you could go live, whatever you want. These are just your personal listening. You're not starting an argument of these are the greatest albums ever.
Okay, well, that's really easy then. I would go in consecutive order the way they were released, which would be Pink Floyd, The Wall, The Final Cut, and then Momentary Lapse of Reason without Roger Waters, because that's the first album without Roger.
Ooh. And they're still fighting to this day. Did you see that?
Yep.
Everybody,
he's got too much of an ego, man. It's weird.
They wanted to release the new anniversary album, and they won't do it because they're fighting over the liner notes. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah.
300 million, and we're fighting over liner notes.
You're a little bit weird in the head, bro. So yeah.
Number 2, I need 2 concerts. First concert you went to as a fan. Last concert you went to as a fan. I know you play concerts, of course, but these are just as a fan.
Ooh, a hard one. The first one, like you mean like my youngest memory of a concert?
Yeah, just the first one you went. I'm getting my money. I'm buying these tickets. Not like your parents took you or anything. I just got to go.
Probably it was like Slipknot when they first came out.
Ooh,
Orlando. Yeah, it was wild, man.
And what about the last one you went to?
Our entire crew went. Me, my brother, our singer. Yeah, we all went, and we were right on the rail, dude.
Rocking and rolling. All right, last concert you went to as a fan.
The last concert, I'd probably say, I mean, so not like what I see on a nightly basis, even if I'm
not like what you're playing. Okay. Like you just went, we're going to see a show.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice?
Yeah.
What year?
Night, were you?
No.
This year. It was, I want to say in April. He came through Clay County.
Is he doing the rock version still, or is he doing old school?
It was old school. And he had some other dudes out there doing like other jams too from that same time frame. And it was incredible. Yep.
Like a throwback tour.
So my daughter's first concerts were the live that we did in LA. We drove across the country, even though she was only 3 months old. It was epic. She cried maybe 5 minutes tops out of the entire 4,000.
Of a whole cross country?
Yeah, she's chill, man. She sit there with her isolation headphones on, watching us and everything.
Yeah.
So that was her first concert, us, and then the second one was Vanilla Ice. That's the last.
She's got a better concert track record than I got. 3 months old.
Vanilla Ice, he was tearing it up, man. He was on point.
All right, and number one, and we'll let you get out of here and get ready for your shows, and we'll look forward to you coming to Huntsville. You are a Southern boy. You're in Florida, so I know you had to have been a fan at one point. If you're a wrestler, who would you be?
Jake the Snake.
Ooh, I like it. The psychology man. Jake the Snake, and I always ask if you had a tag team partner, who would you pick as Jake the Snake? Taker and Snake. The Snake and Take connection. I like that.
Yeah, dude. Total psychological mind.
Yeah, you're just mind screwing everybody before you even get out there.
Yep.
I like it, dude. I appreciate your time.
DDT and the tombstone, and you're done, dude.
Oh, it's game over. There's no recovery after that. I appreciate you joining me, brother. We got Randy Winter, guitarist, of course, from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Excited you guys are back on tour. It's getting quote unquote close to norm. Look forward to seeing you coming up. I'll be there at Huntsville at Sidetracks Music Hall. Great venue. Going to be a great show. And appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you.